And good afternoon. It is Thursday. That means it's time for Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. It's a chance for you to earn a reward just to simply clean up our streets every week. We work with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department to get 3 fugitives featured. These are individuals facing serious crimes. They're innocent until proven guilty, but they are facing some very serious charges, and we want them off the street and into a courtroom. We're going to welcome in this week Detective Randy Divis. He's helped us out before. Red is off this week, Red Dyer. Detective, how are you today?
I'm well, thanks.
Hey, thanks for joining us again. We like to keep this going. Everybody is entitled to a day off, but criminals aren't. And when they're on our streets, we want to get them off the street. It is a program that we've been working for a number of years in conjunction with Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County, as well as the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Detective, we're going to jump right into this. And so I want to get to the first case of Giovante Marciano McCants. What do we know?
In 2018, Giovante McCants pled guilty to unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. That victim was under the age of 15. He's a Tier 1 sex offender that is required to register his address. Giovante has failed to register, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Giovante McCants is 5'10", 170 pounds, and was last known to be staying at the 3000 block of West 116th Street in the city of Cleveland.
It is a part of being convicted sex offender that you register with the county sheriff's department, the county that you reside in. There's very important reasons to do so. It protects the public as well as the whereabouts of those individuals. This next case, and we've talked about it before on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted, the drugs that are ruining our community and the individuals that are out there trafficking. This is an individual who is not only accused, he has pleaded guilty to trafficking large amounts of drugs in our neighborhoods. And before he could be sentenced or sent to prison, he took off. Let's get to the case of Daryl Benson. What do we know?
In June of 2025, Daryl Benson pled guilty to trafficking with firearm specifications. He's considered a major drug offender due to the amount of drugs that he intended to traffic. Court documents state that Daryl intended to traffic large amounts of methamphetamine and cocaine. He also had a firearm, which he was prohibited from possessing due to his criminal history. He was scheduled to be sentenced in this case. However, he failed to appear in court, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Daryl Benson is 5'8", 195 pounds, and was last known to be staying at the 6200 block of Gilbert Avenue in the city of Parma.
And what's interesting, and people may be asking, well, if he pleaded guilty, how was he not already locked up? You know, everyone is entitled to their day in court, entitled to a bond, and whether he came back in or not is why he's facing those charges. So very serious. We need to get him off our streets. Detective, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our third and final case. And welcome back to Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. We're joined by Detective Randy Divis from the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department, filling in for Detective Red Dyer. Detective, we're going to get to our third and final case here, and we have cases that range the gamut. Some may be serious, some are extra serious. But what I want you to keep in mind is that when we feature a fugitive here, it's not always just about them. It's about the victim who has never gotten their day in court because this individual just didn't show up. With that in mind, let's get to Nyshawn Howard. What do we know?
According to reports in October of 2024, Nyshawn Howard engaged in a dispute with the victim. He struck the victim in the left eye, which knocked them to the ground. The victim's eye was swollen and the victim couldn't open it. Nyshawn Howard then failed to appear in court and a warrant was issued for his arrest. Nyshawn Howard is 6'2", 160 pounds, and was last known to be staying at the 500 block of East 120th Street in the city of Cleveland.
Every victim deserves to have their alleged attacker in court, and that's what the victim of Nyshawn Howard clearly wants. Detective, people are going to say, boy, I don't want to get involved. I don't want Daryl Benson. I don't want Nyshawn Howard. I don't want Mr. McCants to know who I am. That's why Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County is such a powerful tool. Walk somebody through what happens when they call your tip line.
When they call the tip line, first off, there's no way to know who's calling. You know, we don't have, the line isn't recorded. We don't have any form of telephone ID. We don't ask any personal identifying questions. They'll be provided a tip number that they can follow up to see if that tip line led to the arrest of these wanted fugitives.
And I think that's so important. We hear that stupid phrase, snitches get stitches, and it is stupid. How about cleaning up your neighborhood? How about feeling a little bit safer in the community that you live in, because maybe you turned in a drug dealer who is not an accused drug dealer. He is a drug dealer that has pleaded guilty. But if he's not in prison, if he's not in jail, more than likely you can take a guess at what he might be out there still doing. That's why this is important. That reference number that you get when you call in, you call back in 45 days and see if your tip led to the arrest, which could be worth up to $5,000 for a reward. I know it's Detective Red Dyer's catchphrase, but let's see if Detective Divis has it. What do we like to remind our viewers?
We remind them that crime doesn't pay, but Crime Stoppers does.
See, he does it with a smile. I like that. I like that. It's not Red Dyer, but it's still got some meaning behind it. Detective Divis, we certainly appreciate you filling in today. It's important to get 3 fugitives off our street whenever we can. We think about this, whether directly or indirectly. 75% of the fugitives that have been featured here on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted have ended up getting caught and put back in front of a judge. So, Detective, with that I say, let's go get them. We certainly appreciate the time today.
Of course.
All right, take care. That's going to do it for this week's Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. We do have a new time for Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Usually we air this Thursday mornings, but we're going to move it to about 2:15 every week on Thursdays. Our 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather are coming up at 3 o'clock on Channel 19. So until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great day. Gentlemen, went great. Detective, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.